what is it about Duane you think that propelled the band to such future success and still holds the public enthralled? I mean, here we are in 2024, still talking about the Allman Brothers Band.
Yeah, I mean, the guy died. He died 53 years ago last month, right? Um, he was just becoming a household name when he died. He was known, he was well known, but not at the level that he became known. After that Fillmore East broke. Um, Okay, so this is another one I've obviously thought a lot about. And, I wrote a book knowing what the end was going to be, essentially, right? Duane was going to die. Barry was going to die. I had to wrap it up and do something. So I was, but as you do that, like, well, what are the lessons here? What are the things that we're learning, right? And I think, one of the things about about Duane and about to answer your question about the endurance of the vision is it was a clear vision, and he assembled the right people together to do it and the right mindset to follow. And the four who lived, Greg, Dickie Betts, Butch Trucks, and JMO, carried that spirit with them as they continued to add new players and new things, and gave those new players, this is why they continue to endure, the opportunity to shine in their own way. I think a lot about these things like bands, like sports teams, and you do have to replace players sometimes, for whatever reason. Somebody gets traded, somebody leaves, whatever else. And, having that sort of through line about this is what we're trying to accomplish here. This is our vision. So he had a vision that was really big, and he assembled the right players around them. And I think he had, Butch Trucks in particular would talk about his messianic qualities. They'll talk about Barry Oakley being sort of like the John the Baptist of this situation, or if I'm speaking in Christian terms here, but I don't mean to. But like more saying like you had the one who was the evangelist, and the other who was the one who was setting the whole tone. And that's how they spoke about it. I'm actually speaking at a conference in Ireland later this month, in a couple of weeks, on spirituality, Southern Gothic imagery, and the Allman Brothers Band. So look, I would say holding the public in thrall. There is no greater way to die than at 24 no more rock and roll way to die, really, than at 24 on a motorcycle when your band has just hit gold with the album you've been working for. So there's that element of roadside tragedy, or that you just have to look at the grotesque or whatever. It locked him in time too, right? So his output is super high. Like, we don't have an album of his and you're like, oh, I can't listen to that late period record. And I'm speaking to my hardcores when I say that. And he left a really good legacy. Like his daughter Galadriel put together a 7 CD box set a decade ago. Very little Allman Brothers on it. So like there's a lot of factors that combine, and I think he was an excellent guitarist. He was an excellent band leader and musician, and that has endured because he captured the zeitgeist enough, that he sold enough, that got enough attention, that he stays there. So his bandmates, I think fans demand it too. I can't pick us out of that one. We love this stuff. I mean, we it's important, and it's important for a lot of ways. That's why I like to study it, because it's just so interesting on myriad levels,
Absolutely, yeah. So